What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm here to break down the NASCAR Truck Series slate at Pocono Motor Speedway. This race is Saturday at noon. This weekend we have a doubleheader on both Saturday and Sunday. Two Cup races, one on Saturday, one on Sunday, and then a truck on Saturday and an Xfinity race on Sunday. So this is the first race of the weekend. We're going to get into all of that. But before I do, if you're new here, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to this channel. It really helps me grow. As well, if you want to get more of my content, you can always subscribe to my Patreon. I'll put the link down below. It's $10 a month only for all three series combined, where you're going to get two spreadsheets with a bunch of data, projections, what drivers need to do to pay off their salaries, past optimal lineups, what I expect optimal lineups to look like today, as well as rankings, salary tiers. You're going to get cash cores, a bunch of stuff. So access to my Discord. So be sure to go check that out below. I'll put the link down there. So yeah, that's really all I got on that. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter as well if you want to ask me any questions. And I will be going live before this race. So probably about 11 o'clock. I think this race does start at 12 on Saturday, so probably about 11. I will be going live. Actually, that's tomorrow, right? So yeah, tomorrow at about 11. No, that's not tomorrow. Today's Thursday. Sorry, tripping. So yeah, Saturday at 11 o'clock I will be going live. So yeah, Kyle Busch, you gotta play him, man. Just starting 22nd. He's going to win this race. He's going to lead a ton of laps. I don't think I really need to say anything else. So John Hunter Nemechek starting 7th. I mean, if you want to be different and not play Kyle Busch, which I don't really suggest, but if you're playing a ton of lineups, I probably wouldn't go 100% Kyle Busch. I would go to get some John Hunter Nemechek. That's probably where I'd go. I mean, he's been fast all year. Hasn't been, I guess, the best at flat tracks, but I don't really care. Coming into this race, 4th best average finish, best average position, 200 lap sled. It's not even close with the other guys in the field, so you gotta love John Hunter. If you're going away from Kyle Busch, it's gonna be hard to pair them together. But it's just if you're gonna play a bunch of lineups, probably throw one or two without Kyle Busch in it. That's just how I feel. And it's probably the only guy in this 10K range I'd go to. I don't really want to go to Sheldon Creed. I don't really want to go to Gilliland. I don't really want to go to Austin Hill. I mean, I think they all run well. I just have a hard time seeing them really getting the lead here from either a Kyle Busch or a John Hunter. I mean, John Hunter's just been so dominant in this series all year long, and then, of course, when Kyle Busch comes down, he just, flat out dominates because he's Kyle freaking Busch. So, that's just what happens. So I'm probably not going to be too interested in Creed, Gilliland, or Hill, or Ryan Preece for that matter, starting 8th, won last week. I think that's awesome. Really happy that he won that race. I've been saying for a very long time I do believe Ryan Preece should probably be in a better ride, I don't care what series it's in, if it's in Cup, Xfinity, or Trucks, but I just want to see him get a better chance. So I'm happy he won that race. He's back in the 17 truck here for DGM, but I mean, I just kind of expect him to run around top 10, maybe top 5 all day. I don't really see him getting out front. I don't really see him getting out front in front of Nemechek or Kyle Busch. It was weird. I think if John Hunter Nemechek started up front last week, he probably wins this race. It was just at a very tough track to get through the field, which I didn't know because the truck race was the first one, but that really helped me out. Watching that, knowing what happened in that race really helped me out for the rest of the weekend. Of course, it got ruined by guys going right into the wall because that's just how it is for me, but what you gonna do? So that's why I think Preece won last week. Honestly, I think if Nemechek starts top 10, he wins that race, but that's been the past now. Grant Enfinger starts 31st, $9,600. He's back in the number 9 truck this week. He should probably get a top 20. We've seen him get top 5s in his truck this year. I think he has one top 5 in his truck, but I mean, or maybe it was top 10. I don't know. I just don't really expect him to do much. You're just paying a lot for that truck at $9,600, especially when you got to pay $15,000 for Kyle Busch. I don't really want to go there. You just got when you're playing Grant Enfinger, you got to make sure you know which truck he's in. Because when he's in a 98 truck, very good. Like if he was in a 98 truck at this price, I would have loved it. But he's in a 9, so I'm just not really there. It's not. Grant Enfinger clearly gets the best out of that truck, because the difference between when he drives and Cody Rohrbach drives it is massive, but it's still not a top 5, top 10 truck here, so I don't really expect too much from Grant. Zane Smith starts 2nd, Ben Rhodes starts 3rd. I mean, they've both been, well, especially Ben Rhodes. I'm pretty sure Zane Smith as well. No, Zane Smith hasn't, but Ben Rhodes been driving fantastic recently, just really consistent, but I just don't see him getting up front and leading laps, which is what you're going to need at those prices, so I don't really have any interest in Zane or Ben Rhodes. Christian Eckes, he's in the 98 truck this week. I do like Eckes here, starting 16th. Didn't do great at Pocono last year, but at flat tracks, 14.5 average finish, 17.5 at super speedways. When you look at average position, he had 8.75. Average position at flat tracks, average position of 13 at super speedways. I'm now realizing that I accidentally put the actual numbers instead of ranks, which is easier to talk through when it's ranks, but whatever, it's the same deal. Don't really matter. We've seen Christian Eckes run pretty well this year. Only a 13th best average finish, but the 9th best average position coming in. So I do like Christian Eckes. Starting 16th, I think he should have a top 10 run here. Someone that's probably going to be low owned, but, especially low owned than Curry. Bailey Curry's run well in his 45 truck. The last race we saw him run wasn't good, 26, but he only ran one race in the last 5 races, but the 2 races prior to that one, he was doing pretty well. So I think we can see him get a top 15, $8,700. I don't really know how much you want to pay for that, but I do think that has some pretty nice upside. He's gonna be popular, but you just gotta know what's coming with that. Tanner Gray, they finally decided to price Tanner Gray up, I guess, but they priced him up at $8,400. Like, I don't understand why he's that expensive. Like, he was earlier in the season and priced in the 5 and 6K range, and I was like, well, that's way too cheap. And then they decided to price him at $8,400. So that's just crazy to me. 19th best average finish, 20th best average position in the last 5 races. I don't really understand that pricing at all. So not going to go to Tanner Gray much. Crafton and Stuart Friesen. Look, Friesen's been running well. 9th best average finish, 14th best average position recently, but Crafton, 15th, 16th, not so hot. And this has not been a track where he's been very good at ever. He doesn't have great track history at Pocono, so they just start too high up for me to really want to get there. However, I do like Chandler Smith, man. This guy's a win waiting to happen. I don't think it'll happen with Kyle Busch in the field, but he's been looking really good recently, starting 11th. 8th best average finish, 7th best average position in the last 5 races. We saw him lead laps last week. He has 48 laps led in the last 5 races. So, it's just too cheap at $7,800. I think he could compete for a top 5, and I don't think he's going to get a ton of ownership. So, Chandler Smith is someone I am very, very much interested in this week. It's just a lower owned play. I think he's just going to do really well. So, Chandler Smith, really like him. Josh Berry at $7,500, starting 20. If he's back in the Rackley Ward truck, the number 25 truck, look, I wouldn't expect much from him here. That truck's just not that great. We saw William Byron's truck exploded last week, so that sucked. That's pretty much all I got to say about it. I just don't want to pay that $7,500 for that truck. I'd rather pay $300 more for Chandler Smith, in all honesty. Johnny Sauder, $7,300, starting 12th. He's been decent at Poconos for, recently 9th best average finish of 9.66, 12.66 at flat tracks, 9.8 at super speedways, and 12.3 at shallow. No, I'm sorry, that's average position. Shallow is only for Cup Series. Ugh. Getting my words twisted. What you gonna do? In the last 5 races, though, Johnny Sauder only has the 17th best average finish and the 19th best average position, so that worries me a little bit. Don't really want to play him starting 12th. We got Ty Majeski starting 14th at $7,100. I think he just kind of runs around there all night. 25th best average finish, but the 12th best average position in the last 5. So obviously running better than he's been finishing, but that's just how it is sometimes. Carson Hosevar starting 13th. This is going to be a play that is going to be this is going to determine a slate, I think. Carson Hosevar, $6,900, starting 13th. He's been running great this year. 7th best average finish, 11th best average position in the last 5 races as well. Saw him get a runner-up at Charlotte a few weeks ago. At $6,900, he has tournament winning upside here. I think one of these two, Smith or Hosevar, probably wins someone a tournament this week. That's just my gut feeling. Obviously, we can't prove that for anything, but they've both just been running so well. They're cheap, and they're, not starting super far back, so I don't think they're going to be too highly owned. I still think I'd lean Smith, honestly. I know they're, $900 apart, but I still think Smith's a better play just because the equipment's better. But Carson Hosevar's had these races, man, where he just balls out, and I would not be surprised to see him do it here, have a really good race, have a top 5 run, and that could really win someone in the tournament this week. So at $6,900, I think that's worth a shot. In tournaments, probably would not go there in cash, though. Tyler Hill is $6,700, starting 30th. The problem is he's $6,700, but he does have good starting spot for DFS. 23rd best average finish, 25th best average position in the last 5 races. So if you want to go Tyler Hill, I think that's okay, but I don't think you need to. I would much rather go right here, man. I don't understand DraftKings pricing this week. Like, why? I get Tyler Hill starting 30th, but why are we pricing Derek Kraus at $6,500 starting 24th? Kraus is a top 10 driver in this series. 10th best average finish at Pocono, 17th at flat tracks, 9th at super speedways, 11th best average position at Pocono, that's not ranked. Wow, those are actual real numbers. Look at that. They didn't even average out to decimals. Shocking. I'm mad I did that. But whatever. In the last 5 races, 18th best average finish, 17th best average position, but 48 laps led last week at Nashville. Thinking of Derek Kraus. Last week he was honestly en route for a very good run. I think he blew up an engine or something. I love this starting 24. He should run well enough for me to want to play him. And then Tyler Ankrum, too. I mean, I never liked playing Tyler Ankrum, but he's $6,300 starting 18th. 5.5 average finish at Pocono. Only 17.2 at flat tracks, but 10th at super speedways. Um, Average position of 7 at Pocono, 21 at flat, and 10 at super speedways. In the last 5 races, average finish or 16th best average finish, 13th best average position. I'd much rather play Kraus, but I don't mind going to Ankrum here at $6,300. He's just too cheap, so that's fine by me. I'm not playing Chase Purdy starting 15th ever. I don't really care what his price is. It's just not happening. Ryan Truex starting 23rd at 6,100. Not been running too well. 21st best average finish, 21st best average position. I don't really want to go there. In this range, me, it's just Kraus and Ankrum, bro. Those are the two I want to go to. I much prefer Kraus. I think he's just a better driver, but I don't mind going to Tyler Ankrum. Jack Wood starting 9th. This guy's going to be in play sooner rather than later, man. I think, man. But starting 9th, just can't get there. It just can't do it. Haley Deegan, Austin Wayne Self. I don't really know why 19 is bright red, but whatever. Haley Deegan starts 19th. I think she should run decently well here. Only the 22nd best average finish, 23rd best average position. But I'll say this again, man. This is 2 weeks in a row where Haley Deegan's had good runs, just, cost by bad luck at the end of the race. She's been running a lot better as of late. So starting 19th, I think she can move up inside the top 15, and that could be a really good run. Austin Wayne Self and Haley Deegan have been linked for like 4 weeks on my videos now, but I think Haley Deegan's pulling away from me here. I think she's just a better driver. So if you want to play Wayne Self, you can, but I don't love it. Danny Bones starts 28th at $5,700. I don't really want to go there. He probably just runs around there all day. 28th best average finish, 29th best average position in the last 5 races. I just kind of see him running around there all race, so don't really want to go there. I'm not playing Howie DeSavino. I don't think, ever. He's bad, man. Same thing with Todd Peck. I don't really know a lot about Todd Peck, but he's driving a Dawson Cram truck, the 41 truck. It's just not really good enough equipment for me to really want to go there. This is the first year we've had Brian Dozit, or the first race all year we've had Brian Dozit. Never play Brian Dozit, ever. Just don't do it, man. That's just not a play that you want to make. Tate Fogelman starting 25th. I'm not making that play either, man. That's not it. Spencer Boyd's actually kind of interesting at 5,200, starting 34th. Last 5 races have not been great for him. 20th best average finish, 31st best average position. Don't get me wrong, but historically he's been decent here. He should be competing for a top 25, and the value is kind of scarce down here, so you kind of got to go with what you got, and you got to play Kyle Busch. So Boyd's one of the 2 guys, honestly, that I like down here. I'm not playing Racer Sorelli. He's awful. Chris Wright, starting 26th. I don't want to play him either. Man, these numbers just suck. All these guys down here suck. But the equipment's better than other guys around here, so I guess you got to go kind of like Chris Wright. If he can just hang on to that position, maybe move up 1 or 2, then he's going to be fine. But, man, the value is bad. It's bad. In all honesty, if you just want to go Kyle Busch, pair Deegan and Wayne Self together, and then just figure the rest out, man, I think that's more optimal than going down to these 5K range guys. I'm not playing Room, Norm Benning, Lawless Allen, or Jennifer Jo Cobb. It's just not happening. We're not getting into those guys. Honestly, I would not mind going a Kyle Busch to start a lineup, man. Kyle Busch, Kraus, Deegan. I don't really want to go to Wayne Self, but, you might have to, man. Those might be how you start out lineups here, and then just figure it out from there. But yeah, that's really all I got on the slate. Thank you guys so much for checking this out. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you are new. Leave a comment. Tell me who you think the best value play on the slate is, because I think it's Haley Deegan, and I don't even feel good about that. Yeah, I guess that's really all I got. So, Cup video will be out shortly as well. Tune in for the live stream. Watch the Xfinity Series video. That one's not out today. It'll be out Friday, but yeah. Have a good rest of your day.